I'm Jim Delvecchio. Thank you. In my book, I recount my childhood. I had difficult times, alcoholism in the family, lost a parent. I had a life-threatening illness when I was 23. I was in the intensive care unit of Albany Medical Center in Albany, New York. And I was like an atheist or agnostic, and I said, well, if there is a God up there and you get me out of here, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. So after that, I had an out-of-body experience, and like the next day, the nurse came in and they were monitoring my kidney function, and they said, well, it stopped getting worse and actually got better a little bit. And then the next day got a little bit better, and the next day a little bit better. And before you knew it, I was out of the hospital in like a week and a half. So then it became time to uphold my end of the bargain. I said I would serve you, so I guess I'll look around for something to do. I was heading for a business career, and then I switched and did counseling. And in my mind, I thought, well, I know about business. I know I have this special gift with people, and then, well, why don't I do that to help people do well in business? So that's why I became a career counselor. That's how that happened. But I'm not going to go over that in depth. This one, as I said, is more tools. We're going to get to giving you a lot of tools. I love the 2 workshops that preceded this. It was wonderful. Okay, one of the things, my biggest thing, and Emily mentioned it, she was using the word embrace. The word that was coming from the angels were embrace this, embrace everything that was happening. And then right at the very end, she said it's kind of like gratitude. And that was my big thing, was gratitude. Now, I can't stand up here and say, like, if you lost a child or something, I can't say you have to have gratitude for it. It's up to you. But I'm just telling you my story. And my story was I have gratitude for everything. It may not be right away, like I might say, oh, darn, it's not what I wanted. But then I start, I do a prayer every day, and I say to ask for gratitude, that I have gratitude. And naturally, something's going to come to my mind, whatever has happened in the last 24 hours comes to my mind. So then I say, well, can I have gratitude for this? And I do. And then many times my outward reality, like Sherry was talking about, that projector, it changes. Like a lot of times things just change. People who are bothering me move away, or they leave me alone, or great people come into my life. It's just amazing, and I felt like I needed to tell people about this. So, and actually this, one of the things I use, and I know a lot of you have heard that, is affirmations and visualizations. I did a visualization several years ago that I wanted to retire to Florida, and I conjured up an image of palm trees and water and so forth. And this, by the way, this background picture, this is the view from my living room. So basically I got what I envisioned. And so a lot of you know that, and I know a lot of people learned about The Secret and that sort of thing, and I think it works. And Therese Hartman is going to be a dynamite last workshop, and she's going to tell you more about that kind of stuff. And although I believe in it, I see that sometimes it doesn't always work for everything. So I just want to survey the audience here and get a sense of, why are you here? What would you like to get out of this workshop? Or is something not working? I know a lot. How many people have read The Secret or heard The Secret or something like that? Okay, I was like the whole room. All right, good. Have you had the experience that it hasn't worked, or something is missing or something? Just anybody can. I'm going to record some of your comments.
I was raised in the Philippines. It's a very poor country. Mm-hmm. So I would like to break through poverty consciousness.
Ah, great. Poverty consciousness. Break through it, delete it, eliminate it, or whatever. Poverty consciousness. That's great. Yes, Lisa.
One of the issues that I feel that I've been faced with is that there's a discrepancy between what my conscious mind affirms and what my subconscious mind is doing in the background. And I can often tell that it's in disaccord based on my dreams and what's going on there. So that's one of the issues that I've been looking at. Well, how can I deal with that? Because I think that sometimes the subconscious may be sabotaging the conscious intention.
Another great question. Yeah, is the subconscious mind sabotaging your conscious intentions, and how can you change that? Excellent. And just when you see different people, when you see people that are successful, sometimes it gives you a spark, it gives you an idea. And especially with the Philippines, I grew up in an Italian and black neighborhood. Neither of my parents graduated high school. I grew up here, my father said, don't be a dummy like me. And so I started thinking, well, I'm a son of a dummy, so I must be a dummy too. I know about that. It was a bad, junkyard dog, you'd go by a place and the windows would be knocked out and there'd be junk all over the lawn. And I had that poverty kind of consciousness for a while, but I keep fighting against it. So I just fought against it. What I did subconsciously, Lisa, was I say these affirmations just before I go to bed, just before I fall asleep, and just before I wake up. Do you do that?
Yes, but not as structured as I should.
Okay, so that's one thing I would suggest, being more structured about it. So I suggest you bringing up that real evidence. What have you accomplished? What have you done? Who are you? What do you know about yourself, your true self? Deborah, what do you say, the core of my being or my beingness or something like that? You are a magnificent creator, right? That's who you are. The circumstances of growing up in a poor section of the Philippines, that is, it's like immaterial. And let's have, really a fantastic abundance. Why not have, fantastic abundance, and not just money, everything, but money too. I mean, what would you do if you had a lot more money than you need?
Give it to the Haitians.
Give it to the Haitians. I love that. Yeah. What would you do, some of you? If you had a lot more money, I mean, everything's taken care of. You got more than enough.
Enjoy life.
What?
I help animals.
You'd help animals. What would you?
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life. What else? Natalie.
I use it to invest in people, so help people follow their own dreams.
Invest in people. She's doing that now. Her and Joelle are doing that now, and they would do even more. Exactly. I think if you have this concept, I mean, naturally, you need to have a place to live. You need, food, shelter, and all that stuff. But at a certain point in time, you might have more than enough, and you might want to help other people. So I think service is really important. I think it helped me a lot. Let's see what else. Another thing, I just had this vision, so I got to say my friend Pepito is here. If I can embarrass you for a moment. That's
why he's here.
That's why he's here, to embarrass him. I was just thinking of this idea that as I was going along, I would get these jobs. And I worked some terrible jobs. I worked 27 different occupations until I was 28 years old. So I cleaned bathrooms. I was a bartender, taxi driver, yada yada yada. So many different things. And so they would pay me money, like that's a $100 bill, fake money. And I would say, thank you for the $100 bill. Thank you that I'm cleaning bathrooms. This is wonderful. I worked at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, and where they had all top name bands. And so if somebody got sick, I got to clean it up. I had to go through all the people, with a mop and wipe up the puke. Wonderful thing. But I got to see all these bands for free, and I got paid for it. So they kept saying, kept paying me, and I'd say, well, thank you very much. And then I would get. It seemed like with that attitude, I would get better jobs, and then I'd get more money, And then I got another job, and I started getting more money. And these are $100 bills. And not that I've actually gotten to this level yet, but this one is $1 million bill, if there was such a thing. So, more. You want some more? Here, pass them on. There's some 20s in there. Yeah, share them. This is just symbolic. This is just symbolic of all the things that are going to happen.